I'm Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl. Let's talk business. I'm like the Valley Girl. VonChurch is a leading digital entertainment staffing agency that helps top startups and companies recruit the best talent. Corey Myers is the founder of VonChurch and started the company in 2008 with just a ping pong table and a dream.
Well, here we are with Corey of VonChurch. So how are you doing, Corey?
I'm awesome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to have you here. Okay, so first of all, for our audience out there who doesn't know VonChurch, what does VonChurch do?
So essentially, we're a recruitment firm.
Okay.
But we have a very specialized niche. We particularly focus within digital entertainment. So any product that is involved in video games, TV and film, and music-based products is essentially what we recruit for.
So you do all the recruiting, and so what does that mean exactly?
So essentially what we do is anything that's involved in the creation of a product. So we simply use a video game, for example.
Yeah.
Whether that is technology, whether it's art or creative, whether it's UI, UX, so user interface, user experience, or whether it's more product-based. Essentially what we do is we map out the market, find our clients' competitors, identify our clients' competitors' best talent, and potentially entice them to change jobs for professional growth.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're basically helping people who, and mainly like in the engineering department, or
yeah, engineering is probably 65 to 70% of the placements that we do make. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And so you're helping people find jobs.
That's it. Helping people find jobs, advance their career, maybe move closer to where they grew up, maybe make more money, maybe get out of a situation where they're not cohesive in terms of the team environment or their boss. So it's a magnitude of different things.
You started this company a little while ago, and what made you want to kind of go off on your own?
I mean, I think I've always had somewhat of the entrepreneurial bug. I mean, my first company started when I was 9, and it was basically just a lawn care business. I cut a ton of yards around my neighborhood. At the height, I think I had just over 50 lawns. So I always knew at some point I wanted to do something in the entrepreneurial space.
You were 9 and you had 50
no,
clients?
Not at 9, but as I scaled, it was all through high school.
Oh, you scaled.
Yeah,
okay,
all through high school.
Got it.
So,
oh my God.
But I fell into recruiting is an accidental career, right? I mean, there's no degree program for it. There's no courses you can take in college. So somehow you just end up in recruitment. And I ended up with a very large firm. They treated me very well, but once I got to San Francisco, I mean, how can you not catch the entrepreneur bug out there, right? Everyone's doing their own thing, and we found a little niche that was specifically in video games, is what we started off in. There was only one other company in the country that was recruiting specifically for video games. So we took a chance and jumped into it. It's been great ever since. Well, I think the first tip is going to be self-discovery, right? Only you know what's going to make you happy in life, right? So really what you need to do is sit down and take an overall consensus of where you're at with your career, where you're at with your life, and what are you happy with and what are you not. And there are some of those things that maybe you're not happy with that are job related, and can you change those? The second thing is going to be career advancement. What truly do you want to do? Is there a different technology that is in the market that you want to work with? Are you in a position right now where you're an individual contributor but you want to be managing a group of folks? So how can you take that step forward in your career? And then the final thing, is going to be compensation, right? Money doesn't ultimately make you happy, but it makes life easier. So is there a position out there that fits your livelihood as well? Once you get those components in place, we can really help be a catalyst in terms of finding the right opportunity for you.
I was wondering, so who's your celebrity crush?
Scarlett Johansson is my celebrity crush.
You didn't even have to think about it.
Not one bit, not one bit. And I recently actually saw her live in New York, and I was with a coworker, Spanky, and she played a horrible joke on me the next day that said that she told me that Scarlett Johansson tweeted about me, but she didn't, and I was crushed. So it was bad news. It's no good.
So a lot of these companies, you were saying 65% of your business is finding engineers jobs,
Yep.
basically. What is going on with engineers right now?
They're becoming the rock stars of the world.
They are. I mean, they just determine everything. I feel like even in my own life, I can't do anything without an engineer, for our work, for my website or whatever.
It's true. It's very true. I mean, growing up, and this is obviously a generalization, but the quote-unquote cool thing to do was, play sports and get involved in that path. And, now to, my children and younger generations, take computer science courses. Honestly, I mean, the way that the technology landscape and ecosystem is just transforming, being proficient in computer science and mathematics is, I mean, you know just as well as I do, Valley Girl, you know, walking around San Francisco, the people that are the best of the best in the engineering world are the rock stars.
Want a patty cake?
Sure.
Baker's man. Wait, you know it? How does it go?
I just said, do you want a baker's man? And you said, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so wait, patty cake. Okay. Patty cake, baker's man.
Hey,
bake me a cake as fast as you can.
Hey,
pat it and roll. That was impressive. You got the haze in there and everything. I'm curious about the ratio of women to men in the engineering field right now.
Yeah.
What would you say? Is it just too low? The girls need to just
They do.
step up, girls.
It is,
right?
it is. Yeah, I mean, I mean, a perfect example is the GDC, which is the Game Development Conference. They host them all over the world. The most recent one was in San Francisco. You know, conferences or after parties or even the trade shows may be a little bit different. I would venture to say that it's, 90 to 10, 85 to 15. Now, mind you, that is also, it's not technology as a whole. It's the game space. But, yeah, it's definitely an inverse ratio for sure.
I heard women are dropping out of, or girls in high school are dropping out of science and math just much earlier at a faster rate. So we need to get that.
Why do you think that is?
Fixed. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, let's face it, right? As you transition through life, there are certain things at certain periods of your life that are deemed as like cool or sexy.
Right.
You know, having a collection of Bunsen burners when you're a sophomore in high school isn't the coolest thing to have, right? So, you know, I think it's maybe having more real-world applications and presenting more cool technologies to students or to children at a younger age to really get them interested in the fundamental aspects of how or what makes these products work, which is the technology behind it. And I think that could spark more interest, but I mean, I think that's an issue across the board.
Will you tell all the girls out there that they need to stick in the science and technology fields?
I will.
Okay. What would you say to them right now?
Well, I have a daughter that's 6 months old, and I'll make sure that you know, she takes computer science courses throughout.
And it's cool. It is cool.
It's very cool.
It's cool to be smart.
It is.
So I wanted to come up really quick with a quick analogy to recruiting and like a relationship with a recruiter.
Okay.
So would it be kind of like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine?
That's the typical analogy.
Okay.
Right? And I think that's why a lot of agencies, a lot of recruiters get a bad reputation because it's essentially most recruiters call or try to build a relationship with their own best interest in mind, right? Not necessarily yours. So I think the best analogy for us is let me help be a catalyst for your career. So
that said, I'd like to scratch your back anyway.
Go ahead.
Here, if you'd like, you can scratch my back as well.
Go ahead. I'll scratch it. I actually have one.
So it must be a recruiter thing.
Yeah, it is. It's good on the phone. I'll be on the phone all day long, so just something to pass the time.
Scratch. This is what you do with, this is a pretty typical meeting with a recruiter. Pretty typical.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Well, Corey, okay. I would love you to leave us with one piece of advice for an aspiring entrepreneur. You are clearly a fantastic entrepreneur. You've built this company that's now all over the world. So what is one piece of advice I'm sure there's many, but what is one piece of advice you would leave with someone who wants to start their own company?
I think the two things, I'll say, I know you said one, but I'll give you two real quick.
That's fine,
culture. Just make sure that you have a culture, you have a very identifiable culture, and you stick with it. Culture is very important. At the end of the day, we want to work with people that we enjoy, right? So make sure you set that from the beginning. And the second thing is adaptability and the ability to evolve, right? There's no species in the history of the universe that has ever succeeded without evolving and changing to adverse factors that have been thrown at it. So on a daily basis, on a minutely basis, on a yearly basis, make sure you have the ability to be nimble enough to shift and to mold your product.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
And I'm like Corey of VonChurch.
And now it's time for your Dits moment.
We'll go from there.
I think you could start with, hey Scarlett, what's up?
That'd be good. that'd be a good achievement. That's the thing. You know, it's not a whole. You don't need to go in with the whole line thing. It's just you need to be casual. Just how are you doing?
Yeah. How are you doing? What's going on? Exactly.